We've featured Tunnel Vision's Ford Barra powered Falcon previously on Fullboost. The car is a real sleeper. It may look beat up on the outside, but this is a genuine 8-second street car, and we're about to head out on a week-long adventure for Street Machine's Drag Challenge. Similar to Hot Rod's Drag Week, Drag Challenge is the Aussie version, organised by the long-running and highly popular print and now digital magazine Street Machine. The event has grown quickly and, in short, is a torture test for street cars over 5 days, with entrants having to hand in drag slips each day and drive their car between tracks. This year's event would start and finish in Adelaide. It's just after 4 AM and we are about to head down to Dandenong to Tunnel Vision to crew on their XD for the Street Machine Drag Challenge. Last minute fixes. Yeah. Being a genuine street car, the thought of towing the Falcon to the event's starting point was never considered. The drive from Dandenong, Melbourne to Adelaide is over 750 kilometres. The car runs full time on E85 ethanol. However, the lack of service stations would require us to carry all of our fuel, which just wasn't feasible. Once we had run out of E85, we switched over to regular, low-grade 91 RON unleaded octane. This car does not run a flex fuel sensor. We simply changed from an E85 to petrol fuel map via the Heltec computer at our first fuel stop. Along the way, we would run into a few familiar faces. It was a hot drive and the Turbo 6 ran well, considering the temperature was over 30 degrees coming into Adelaide. Once at Adelaide International Raceway, we signed into credentials and then it was off to vehicle scrutineering for safety checks. The Falcon actually made its debut at last year's Drag Challenge. The 4-litre Barra hasn't been touched since the car was built. From here on in, no support vehicles are allowed. Including myself, there are 3 of us in the car. Jason from Tunnel Vision, and Mr. Fix-It himself, Peg. We are empty. With racing underway the next day, it's time to switch back to E85. Okay, it's day 1 of Street Machine Drag Challenge. We're in Adelaide. Let's do this. A quick stop for supplies and then we headed back to the track. The lamest test of any street car is whether you can drive through a McDonald's drive-through. This car is raced with a full exhaust, the only change being the switch to a drag radial tyre. However, back home, the car uses drag radial tyres full time. Nothing else is removed from the car. With Jason in it, the Falcon is a race-ready 1,740 kilos, or 3,845 pounds, including ballast. Day 1, Jason first pass went 9008. I think at 150, I'll have to confirm that.
897 did not miss a beat on the line. Through some
Okay, we're currently still at Adelaide International Raceway Day 1. Now, we only ran 2 passes. We went a 9008 at 150. First pass, followed up by an 897 at only 148. The heat is, it's a fairly hot day here today. It was 27 degrees at 6 AM this morning and 33 degrees at 10 AM. So the heat's taken the toll a little bit on the car, but we're just going to cash that in and go to the next track in Mildura. It's now after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Trying to do the good thing and help some fellow competitors out who are having a few dramas. Okay, it's now 7:30 PM in the evening. We're actually ready to leave Adelaide at 1 PM, but we've been here all afternoon helping other people. But I guess that's why it's called Drag Challenge. Finally back on the road with everyone running again. It was just on 9 PM and we have over 350 kilometres to drive, including finding a mandatory photo checkpoint near Berry.
Bit of iced coffee to stay awake. What do you reckon? Iced coffee, yes. This will go straight through me, but it's alright because I got wet ones.
We are finally at the checkpoint. Can't see shit. Here's Bubba and his VH. This is the checkpoint near Berry. Here's Jason's XD. That's perfect for photos. Perfect for a photo. We've got to drive another 140 odd kilometres back to Mildura to camp the night. It's currently midnight, so we've technically entered day 2, theoretically. We've just pulled over. We are out of gas. I'm about 3 kilometres from Mildura. It's currently 3:18 AM on day 1 of Drag Challenge. It's going to be a long week.
I feel that sun.
Yeah, I know. Just the last 10 minutes.
Yep.
Out to get you now. Day 2 of Drag Challenge. We're in Mildura at the Sunset Strip, the 8th mile. Today's forecast is a balmy 38 degrees. It's already about 31, 32 degrees at about 10 AM now. So we're just going to switch over from unleaded back to E85 and then we'll give her a run. First pass we blew the tyres, it's a bit of a waste. Second run we took off very conservatively and ran a 6.0 at 121 miles an hour. So now we'll step it up a little bit and see if we can run into the 5s. Adding water to a drag strip certainly isn't something you see too often, but with the track temperature approaching 70 degrees, this is normal procedure in Mildura. The crew had racing back underway in well under 30 minutes. Unfortunately for us, this would be our first problem for the event. The intercooler clamp broke, in turn damaging the fan belt and crank trigger sensor wiring, which meant no more passes for the day. Given the unfriendly boost weather, we decided to call it a day and reach out to a long-term Tunnel Vision customer in Motorhouse Mildura to give the car a check over. By sheer luck, Jake from Motorhouse had a spare Haltech cherry sensor, the exact item we needed.
So you're the wiring guru, are you?
Try to be.
Yeah?
You got Jason out of a bit of a bind?
Yeah, by chance, by luck.
What did you have that for? You ordered it for
Speedway
cars?
Yeah, probably, how long ago was that? 12 months ago? 12 months ago, got a Haltech and all the stuff through Jason, and got Jason's rockers, and Jason organises me pistons and everything as well. So, and just had a few dramas with when we were trying to get the car going with the cam sensor, and we ordered one of those in by chance, and it's just been sitting in the scrub, just sitting around, and then I just seen the sensor, and yeah.
You saved their ass today.
Yeah, just by chance.
Okay, we are at the day 2 checkpoint. It is the War Memorial, the big tractor. Now we're heading off to Swan Hill. Yeah, we are at day 3 drag challenge. We gave the car a service yesterday in Mildura and found a bit of an issue with the crank sensor that set us back a little bit, but we got into Swan Hill at around midnight. So today we're off to do quarter-mile drag racing. I've never been to Swan Hill, so looking forward to it. Hopefully the car can run an 8, but we'll see. It's very hard on the car. A bit more about this car. It obviously runs a Barra, an FG sourced Falcon Barra, billet crank, Nitto rods, GTX47 turbo, Haltech Elite 2500, all manifolds by Tunnel Vision obviously, and everything by Tunnel Vision really. Runs a turbo 400 transmission and an LMS 9-inch rear end. The only thing we change when we race this car is the tyres, obviously because we don't want to get a puncture on the 275 radials, so we run more of a street tyre, but that's it. Runs with a full exhaust, obviously headlights, we don't change anything. Let's peg up to his found an old boat. Line out for another run. First pass we went 880 at 150 with a 136 60 foot. And we gave another 100 RPM on the start line. We just ran a 128 in the 60 but wheel spun. So I'm pretty confident this car has an 860 in it today. So we're just going to give it one more run before we hit the road to Portland. 7.99 with a 6 at 174. Well done. See you later, Swan Hill. With no luck on our third pass, the rain was coming, so we decided to hit the road for the long trek to Portland. This leg would include 2 photo stops. Okay, we're at checkpoint 1. We've just left Swan Hill Dragway. On our way to Portland, we have to go to this hotel checkpoint, and then we've got to go to Ararat. Currently at the second checkpoint for this next leg, which is Ararat, the One Tree Lookout. We'll now make our way down to Portland. I don't even know how far that is, but some of the other competitors are here. Pissing down in Ararat, Wednesday night. Gone from 39 degrees to pissing down rain. There's always time for detailing. Okay, it's day 4 of Drag Challenge. We're currently in Portland, and as you can see, the weather doesn't look too good. We drove from Swan Hill last night, which is about 470 kilometres. We stopped in Ararat at the RSL for a meal and came out, and the weather had turned pretty ugly, and it wasn't a very nice drive from Ararat to Portland. We actually nearly had a head-on accident with another car who was on the wrong side of the road. That could have ended really badly, but luckily we managed to escape that situation. So apparently we're supposed to be going to the track at 11 o'clock this morning to see what's going on, but no doubt racing will be cancelled today, and we will have to make our way over to Adelaide for the last day. And there is rain predicted, so hopefully that holds off. Weather conditions here are absolutely stunning, as you can see. I think we're off to Adelaide now. Our next checkpoint, the silos. It's about 6 PM on Thursday afternoon. We're going to probably stop tonight in Murray Bridge. Peg's just taken a photo. There's Cherry's HK. This is the last competition day of Drag Challenge. It is day 5. We are now in Adelaide. We were actually going to stay at Tail and Bend last night, but we decided to push through and drive the full 570 kilometres to Adelaide. So yesterday was obviously cancelled at Portland, and because it's a long drive, today's racing is a later start. We don't start until 2 PM. As you can see, it's obviously rained overnight. The forecast is only for a little bit of rain. Hopefully by about 3 o'clock it's going to clear up, so it'll be really disappointing if we don't get racing in today. So hopefully the guys can get the track dry if it stops. It's not a whole lot though. Peg's just doing some maintenance on the trailer here. Unlike the other day in Adelaide, it was 37, 38 degrees. It is now maybe 15 degrees at best. The top today is only 19, so I guess it's a bit better turbo air than the last few days of racing. How's that for timing?
There you go.
We just ran out of 91 octane, driving from Portland to Adelaide. Bone dry. Can it see in there? No light in there. Dead empty. So we'll put some E85 on it. Just made it into the raceway. Bullhorns on the street. It's now nearly 2 o'clock and they're hoping if they don't get too much more rain they might be able to start by maybe 4 o'clock. We'll see what pans out. This is Alf Stewart's dungeon down here. Just waiting around for the track to dry. Most of the competitors are here. It's good to see everyone has made it.
Let's go back to the trailer.
Oh yeah, they're racing, they're drying it all out.
Looks like they are, mate.
Yeah, there it is.
Unlike many competitors, this car runs a full exhaust. We've damaged one of the brackets, which we're just going to fix now and put the seat back in. Just as we were coming into the burnout box for our second pass, we were confident of running quicker after a strong base pass. However, the rain started coming down once again, and unfortunately ending the day for not only us, but for all competitors. Non-stop rain at the moment. I'm not sure if we're going to get another run in.
A little bit of fuel use.
I've had a few people ask me at this event what cams are in this car. Let me tell you, it's 100% stock Ford. Listen to this thing idle. She just purrs. So that is it for Drag Challenge 2017. Unfortunately, the heavens opened up just before we're about to have our second pass. Bit of a shame, but on the good note, we did bank a personal best pass on our first run with an 864 at 155 miles per hour. The car's previous best was an 867. We were pretty confident today that with a couple of runs, we're going to lean on it a little, and we were pretty confident we'd run into an 840s, but oh well, that'll have to wait for another day. But all in all, an awesome event. And, well, it's not really over for us. Tomorrow we've got to drive this car home nearly 800 kilometres back to Melbourne. But for now, I think it's time to hit the pub. With the racing part of the event over, it was time to head to the awards function, where the Ford fared better than expected. Not only the quickest Ford and quickest six-cylinder at the event, but amid well over 100 entrants, the XD took home 6th place overall amongst a sea of boosted V8s. Well, Drag Challenge isn't really over for us. We still have to drive back to Melbourne, which is the best part of 800 kilometres. Here's our spoils. So once again, we're running this car on 91 octane back to Melbourne simply due to E85 not being very available outside of the capital cities. 11:14 PM on Saturday night. We're finally back in Dandenong at Tunnel Vision. It was a long drive back. So we've completed just over 3,500 kilometres on this trip, and she still hasn't not missed a beat. A few minor problems, but overall hasn't really given us anything to be too concerned about. Well, that's it. Drag challenge for 2017 is officially over. I had a really good time. Would I do it again? Probably ask me in 8 months, but yeah, I think I would. We were quite lucky. The car ran really well. We picked up 3 trophies, so you couldn't really ask more for that. The guys from Tunnel Vision, Peg and Jason, we all got along really well. So I've known those guys a long time. But until next year, that's over and out.